Well, hello, guys. Hello. Hey, hello, ladies. Guys, what's going on, man, today? What's going on today? Well, I just finished running my stops, and I thought, hey, let's do some chatting today. Let's chat and see what's going on today, because I got to finish off this snack distributing series that I need to talk about. Man, this is exciting. I appreciate you all coming back to intervene with listening to some of the things that I want to talk about, that being an entrepreneur, and some of you that maybe if you're interested in doing some distributing. So you all know my name is Kirkland. What I do is I sell snacks. I'm a distributor, a wholesaler. I do vending service. I also do vending repairs. And just a little bit of everything into vending that I do. Trying not to spread myself so thin, delegating things out, working to close times up now. That's what I'm working about. But I do want to talk about that down in the future, about trying to buy back your time. But that's going to be in another video, because as I am with you all, I want you to grow with me. And maybe that may be just a little too soon to talk about that. Because when you're buying back time, that's when you're growing. Some of you are just starting, you're trying to figure out your distributor, and it may be some that are already, and they might be saying, "Yeah, man, tell them, man, this is right, man. I remember that time." So we all got things. For you already know, I got my notes, like I always preach to you all about write notes, scheduling, and things like that. So I'm really stuck on that about having your notes. You got to have your notes, write them down so you can be organized, so you can get everything into your day. If you don't write it down, and some of you all been listening to me for, I don't know how long, and you still just all over the place, just all over the place. You don't even know how your day gonna turn out, and you come back home and you say, I didn't even get nothing done, man. All I did was this, and it took forever. And the reason why is because you didn't have your day planned. You got to plan your day. And I understand that uh, different things, but you have to have a course to direct. In anything that you do, there's a pattern. There is a plan. There's a schedule for to get things done so you can go to work. So just like you go on a job, a regular job, and some of you may be listening to me, may be working on a job. That's cool, and I did it. Um, but they had everything organized for you to do when you got on that job, and say, hey, you need to run this register. Then while you run this register, I need you to make sure all this straight in the front and do all this. So they had things that you already had you to do. And so as doing that, you have to set yourself up to do the same thing. So looks like my daughter's getting ready to try to close on me. But the wind is high blowing. We in Louisiana. It's getting hot. So come on, let's get to it. Now, I'm talking about a route truck snack distribution. Well, now, as being an entrepreneur, we all love different things of getting in, but some of these courses follow the same thing, whether you're doing snacks, selling clothes, toys, just being a seller of doing these things. A distributor can be the same thing, because you got to do distributor. I seem like I can't get that word out because it got a tongue twister on that word, but you have to sell stuff, and you have to be a salesman, get out in the field to be a distributor. But now we talked about uh, the actual thing about what is a distributor, and also direct store delivery. That's what we do. We on a route truck, or a truck that's pulling a trailer, or even a van, whatever, because I have had that. And you are merchandising your product, you're bringing your products and going direct to the locations, bringing your product in. So that's a quick summary. If you go back to that other video that I talked about, you can go back and listen to how I started the introduction of talking about all this. But today we're going to talk about uh, route operations. You know, how can I get my route operation in function to figure out this distributor thing? So, I mean, I got a lot of stuff that I need to talk about. You could take some of the things and rearrange them to the way that you need to run them. And also, if you have any questions after we are going through this, I probably got it in here that's going to give you the answers to it. But as having a route operation, we have to have one thing to understand, that when you're having an operation, there has to be structure to that. And having structure to that, you have to establish some routes. And when you're establishing routes, then one thing that you must do is, as establishing routes, there's a driver who is predetermined by paths with regular customers. So as an established route, we have customers that's already lined up that we got to go to. So just say, for instance, I have got hooked up with a manufacturer, and sometimes these manufacturers, they have customers lined up. You got different stores that they already got national stores locked in, and they say, hey, you run these stores, and while you are out running these stores, you could pick up some of these other stores that surround the areas. And so you're going to have to do a little leg work in doing something, because you're establishing a route and structure. They already laid a framework out for you, and what you have to do is create a build up. Is just like building a house. You are taking that, they putting a frame around some of the big stores that you have, some small stores, chain stores they'll line you up with. And as you're doing it, what you're doing is going to other stores, and they may just give you a check or some cash or whatever. But we'll get to that. The main thing that we want to talk about is establishing that route. And so once you do that, you have to do a organizing your route. And organizing your route is you're trying to minimize traveling time and fuel costs and visit frequency. So sometimes when you're doing this, once you get your times, what I do is I have certain days of certain stores that I do run. So as we run these stores, you may think about, some stores may have high volume stores. So you have high volume stores, like I have some supermarkets that I have to service maybe daily, every day. I go out. Then you may have a minimum volume stores that you serve maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And I do have some stores like that you have to service 2 or 3 times a week. And then you may have some small accounts that you may have to do just weekly visits you have to. And so as in doing that, then as you are having this operation, you know what stores you do. You got Monday, you got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that you may run. A lot of distributors don't run on weekends, some of them do. But just say, for instance, you're running each and every day. So when you're doing that, you have to pick and line the stores up, which stores typically and how you want to run. Like some supermarkets, you're going to have to line up with them early in the morning, because there is a time that you have on it. We call them time stops in being in the distributing market. We call them time stops. Now, time stops, what they are stops that you have a time that you have to be there. And if you don't make that, guess what? You have to try the next day. And if you don't make it that day, you're going to try another day. So these are some of the things that you're going to have to work on, establishing them routes, and figure out the operations of your stores and what time do they open up. Some stores may not open up that early, but they may take in product. They may take in some of the distributing stuff early in the morning. And so you have to establish that. Some of them you can check in anytime you want. So is in doing these different things there, what we are call these things, you have to learn the operations, hours, route planning. So these are another things that you have to do. Strategies and sequencing of stop based on stores, opening times, traffic patterns, and delivery windows. So we got windows of different windows that we are going through. I'm gonna drop some of that information that I've talked about the route operations of you running the routes. These some a lot of good information that I would take in. Like I say during the end, I'm gonna give you a sheet, PDF sheet, and I'm gonna line it up in the PDF, and so you can be able to have all this stuff. You can print it out, and you can have all this information for you. So, hey, look, I hope you're enjoying some of this stuff. We got a long way to go, but I just want to break it down short and sweet to you and give you that information. Today we are talking about route truck snack distributing, or just a route truck distribution. We are going as being a direct store delivery, and we are selling products in the stores. And so this is where you have to kind of get started about is having a route structure, finding out establishing your route, put together with some frequent visitations of when you got to have these stores and when you got to go to them, and analyzing which going to be your frequent or high volume stores, which one is going to be your medium volume stores, some going to be small accounts. And after that, then you have to kind of figure out your operations and hours of these stores, and then route plan. Put it together. I got this in this store on Monday, and I got this in this store on Tuesday. You just going down and so on down the line is establishing things. Now, when I first started out, I had to have a piece of paper, and I wrote down, and I actually had a folder. I wrote down, had me a tablet. I wrote down all the stores that I want. Sometimes I had to add some in as the time went in, especially to understand my day. So I just kind of planned for the stores that I knew I did, and if I got in quick enough or early enough, or some stores that I was close by, I will plant that store with that store at the same time too. So sometimes you can be able to do that, and you can take out some stores that may be far off and say, hey, I'll work on that end another day. So I hope this information is helping you all. If there's some stuff I missed, I'm probably missing. Hey, we are still working on this, but I still got a lot more information to go, because if you ask a question, then I'm going to say, well, I'm about to get to that. So, hey, thank you all for joining. For the ones that don't know, my name is Kirkland. My show is Stewart Snacks. My business, Stewart Snacks. But I'm always giving them momentums all the time to keep you structured and through your day. So just keep things going. Remember, jot some of these things out. You're going to have to do some writing in forming your operation of your distributing business and trying to get things right. And so let's do some planning. Let's get this system in place. Thank you all. Have a good day. Thank you for showing up. Bye-bye.